Hello YouTube. I'm currently filming this at night because your girl been busy. But yeah, welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna be telling you guys about another ghost hunting that I currently did just a couple of nights ago. And we're gonna be exploring what is called Main Hall. Now, I created a whole video of the paranormal history of my school, so if you have not seen that, I will be in the description below the video. Also, it is also midnight and I am extremely tired, but I still want to make this video because why not? But yeah, so if you guys don't know what Main Hall was, it was the main hospital that was where people get treated for tuberculosis. So that's where a lot of people went to go get better, and then there's no medicine or cure for back then, so a lot of people died in that hospital. And then we also got to go into the morgue where people were sent to after they passed away. So yeah, so I was talking to police officers there, and just a little disclaimer, I did have permission to do this. I did not trespass or nothing like that. I did get permission, and the police officers with us the entire time. So I did ask him, and he said around 300 people passed away in this building or hospital slash school. So yeah, so I got to go. It was really interesting, and now I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys the story of what happened when I went to Main Hall. Oh, but before we do that, I just want to give you guys a tour. It is pretty dark outside. I don't know how much we can see, but I'll definitely go drive right now and see if we could see it. If not, I'll try to go tomorrow morning, but this video may be uploaded a little late, but that's okay. But yeah, let's go into the story. Hey guys, so yeah, that was Main Hall. I'm filming this on a different day because I went last night and it was too dark for you guys to see, so it's too dark for you guys to see, so I came the next morning. And yeah, so that's Main Hall. That's what it looks like. So a couple nights ago, my friend texted me, was like, you want to go ghost hunting? And I was like, yes, duh. And so we went into Main Hall. I actually never been to Main Hall before. I only gone to Dwyer and the Field House. So this was my first experience in Main Hall. So we got into Main Hall around 11 p.m., close to midnight. Okay, that's me. That kind of scared me. Literally, like, anyways, the moment I walked inside the building, I felt really weird. I don't know what it was. It was kind of like a pressure in my chest, and then I just felt really tense and really stiff. I don't know. I like extremely felt it. We walked in. I didn't say anything about that. I was like, this is a little weird, but like, And so we walk in. It's all dark, and the police officer is talking about his experiences here and the stuff that he has seen. He has seen people like run like back and forth upstairs, and then he was seeing a bunch of shadows and things like that. Also, can you tell that I'm tired and it's late? Yeah. Anyways, he's telling us a story, and like 5 minutes later, all the lights turned on. When we came into the building, all the lights were off, and the lights are light switch. There's some that are motion sensor, but that's up in the fourth and third floor. There's none in the first or second, so there's no reason for those lights to turn on because it was a switch. So we were like, wow, it's starting, and we did see a motion sensor like kind of close to the wall. So me and my friend, we like went and we tried to set it off. Like we literally like tried to set it off as much as we can, but we couldn't. It was on the third floor, but you can like see it going on top. So that was really interesting, and I was like, wow. So the moment it literally just started, and I still had this like easy feeling, and I felt like, I don't know, it was just really weird. I was like really tense and like, I don't know, I just felt really uneasy. So the police officer was talking about us, and he told us about this one time where one of the police officers is in the bathroom. He's alone, and he hears like upstairs. He hears the bathroom was on the first floor, and he hears upstairs that someone was like running back and forth. And so he was like, "Who the heck? Who's up there?" And then he hears them come downstairs. So he's like waiting for them. He's a police officer. He's like kind of waiting with his flashlight, and then once he hears them get closer, he like goes up to the stairs and was like, "Police, stop right there!" With his flashlight. No one was there. No one. And it freaked him out a lot. Also, there's like a car over there, and midnight. I'm like, go home, go to sleep. But then I'm over here, so yeah, they were playing like really loud music, and so I thought it was gonna like interrupt the video, but like the music's gone. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, so he said that he saw that, and he didn't see anything, and it freaked him out, and I was like, oof. And then another story that he saw was, they two police officers. It was the same guy and another police officer. They were closing down the area, making sure the doors were locked, and they saw someone running down the hall. So I'm gonna go follow because they thought it was a person, and it was like at nighttime. And they went and they started going into the staircase, and then you can see the staircase. Like if you go like this, you can see like the other floors and like just the staircase basically. And so that when the police officer, he goes like this to see like who's up there because he was someone running away, and he sees like a dark figure like looks down at him like this. So he's like staring up at him, and the ghost figure's going like this, and he disappears. And they run upstairs, couldn't find nothing. They looked everywhere, they really could not find anything. And I was like, oof. And then like a couple minutes later, I was joking with my friend, and I was like, can you imagine if a ghost just comes up to you and taps you on the shoulder like this? Tell me why. Tell me why. Not even like 5 minutes later, I felt someone go like this to me. Not even kidding. And then I know it wasn't my friend. I know it was nothing because I was like up against the wall like this. And I felt like someone behind me was going like this. So literally I jumped and I kind of like yelled or screamed. Like I jumped so high. Like I almost touched the ceiling. And like the police officer, I was talking to him and another girl. And he was like, what just happened? What just happened? Because like I freaked the fuck. Excuse my language. I freaked out like so bad. And I was like, I'm about to cry. Someone literally just touched me. And it was so weird. Like I never experienced being touched or nothing like that. Like I experienced like noises and like seeing shadows, but I never experienced being touched. So it like freaked me out so bad, and I was like, and I told my friend that I just got touched. And he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It was weird because I never experienced that before. So I was like, "Oh my gosh, I just got touched." So yeah, I was freaking out. Like not even girls, I was freaking out. And then I saw the officer. I was still like in my head, like, "Oh my gosh." And then like my like pressure and tension and stiffness got worse. Cause like that was really weird. So it made me like cramp up more and just be like more. I got more. I wasn't scared. It was just, I don't know. I felt sick. I felt really uneasy and just, I don't know. There's a lot of pressure in my chest. So I was like, this is weird. And then my friend was really talking, and he saw that on the corner where like the morgue was, he could see someone going like this, popping off in the corner. So this is like the wall. Like this from here is the wall, and he could see someone go like this, just looking at them. And him and his other friends, they both were seeing it at the same time, so they were both freaking out. And then they looked at us and they were trying to tell us. And the moment they did that, on the opposite side, I just saw someone run that way. They just ran. I was like a small, dark figure, pretty skinny, and I just see them run that way. And then I told them, like, oh my god, I just saw a shadow. They ran that way. And they're like, which way were they going? I was like, they're going like this way. And they're like, that leads to the morgue, where the dead bodies were sent. That's me, right? Yeah. I'm freaking myself. But yeah, they said that leads to the morgue, and I was like, excuse me? Like, I was like freaking out, like, oh my god, you're kidding. He's like, no, that leads to the morgue. I was like, oh my gosh. And they're like, yeah. And then we were just talking some more. We went to the second floor, and we're talking with the police officers. I was trying to see if I could see anything, could not see anything. And then the police officers, we were on the second floor because we walked to the second floor. Yeah, I'm gonna say like this now. Okay. So yeah, so the second floor, it like freaked me out a little bit. And we're in the second floor, and the police officer, he goes up to the railing of the stair, and he looks down, and he said, literally, okay, let me tell you from my perspective. I literally were talking, and then all of a sudden he like jumps up. The police officer that's used to this, he jumped up and he went like this because he got chills. And we're like, what happened? He's like, I looked down the railing, and someone was looking up to me like this, and I was like, oh my gosh. He's like, yeah, he like literally gave me the chills. And I was like, ooh. So that was pretty freaky that he saw that. And then we're talking, and the police officer had to leave to answer a call, and they left us alone. We were walking around, didn't see anything, felt weird. And then the police officer came back after like I'm guessing like 30 minutes. Not really like long, but yeah. So they came back. We went to the 3rd floor, and oh, this part is so freaky. We went to the 3rd floor. I'm talking to the police officer. We're just hanging out. We're kind of joking around a little bit, and the motion sensor were there, so like all the lights were like, well, it did turn on, but then the light switch turned them off, so it was all dark, and it was just this hallway where like offices or like on both sides, and we're walking down this hallway, and I feel the tapping again, and it was like, but it was like really like heavy. It was more heavy. It felt like a man's touch. So I thought of the police officer. I turn around. I'm like, "What's up?" He goes, "What's up? What?" I'm like, "What's up?" And then he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, did you just tap on my shoulder?" He goes, "No, I didn't." I'm like, "You're kidding. Like, you tapped on my shoulder, didn't you? You're joking around." He goes, "No, I promise." And I know he was gonna lie to me because he's really honest about stuff like that. Like, when he makes noises, he points it out, and like if he like jokes around or pranks you, he like lets you know. So when he did that, he was like, "No, I didn't touch you. I promise I didn't touch you." And then I was like, I was like freaking the heck out. I'm like, "You're kidding." But like the second touch was weird. It didn't feel like the first touch, because the second touch was like more heavier and felt like bigger fingers, basically. Because the first one was really light, but the second one was like, and that's why I thought it was police officer, because he's pretty big. And so I was like, "Bro, that was you." And he was like, "No, it's not." I was like, "Bro." And then we told the police officer, and then he's like, "No, I literally had my hand like here, and I was talking like this, and he was just putting his hand on the bed, but he never touched me." So I'm like, so that made me feel so much worse, because I was like, someone's touching me. And then police officer was like, "Yeah, I think someone likes you." And I'm like, ah. So yeah, I was kind of freaking out. I was like, I didn't even, I was a little scared. Like, that's when actually fear came in. But I never felt like I need to get out. I never felt that. Like, it was just like really uneasy. Like, dude, the whole thing was like it was so weird. And I remember I got nauseous too at some point. I don't know, I can't explain it. It was like really, I felt so much, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." So yeah, that really freaked me out. And I don't know, I was just thinking about like, I don't know, I was freaking out in my head. And we were just walking, and then the police officer left again to go deal with something. We are in front of this like conference room, and we didn't go inside. We were like outside of it, and we were just chillaxing. I'm like looking both sides of the hallway, because we were standing like in the middle, looking both sides, and I'm like, I don't see anything. And then we went to the conference room. Like, we actually walked inside, and we're sitting on the end of the room, because there's the doors, the square, and then the opposite of the doors is like chairs. So we went to go sit in the chairs, chillaxing, and then my friends thought they were seeing stuff like dark shadows, but like I couldn't see anything. So I'm like, "What do you mean you seeing dark stuff?" And so yeah, then it was, I should probably mention it was me, a girl, and 2 other guys. And the 2 guys, they go up to the doors and then like knocking on our doors, knocking. And then my friend, she tried to trick them, so she tried making a noise, and they're like, "We know it's you. We can see your shadow doing it." And I was like, "Damn." But oh, yeah, weird noise. Anyways, so they knock again, and I caught this on video. When they knock, there was the really faint like knock in response. It was like, oh wait, it was like really quiet. I caught it in video. I'm about to play the clip, but it was really weird. It was really faint, like knock. And the moment it happened, I like turned to her. She did the exact same thing. She went like this, and we looked at her and we like, "Did you hear that?" And she's like, "Yeah, what did you hear?" It's like, "I heard a knock." And she's like, "Oh my god, me too." And then we were like, "Oh my god, it's probably the boys just joking at us." No, wait. They heard us saying that, like, "Did you hear that knock?" And they were like, "What knock?" I'm like, we were like, "What do you mean, what knock? You were literally standing right next to it. Like, it literally came from like the left door." And they're like, "We didn't hear no knock." I'm like, "Shut up, yes you did." And they're like, "No, we didn't." And I was like, oh my god, that's scary. So yeah, so we have the video. It's really faint. You can barely hear it, but it's like there. You just have to like really like listen closely. So I'm gonna play the clip right now.
On the light. Oh no, you heard that right? You guys heard that right?
No.
Huh? You guys are joking, right?
I did not hear.
No, y'all are trolling now.
Yeah, they're kidding. They're probably doing
it. They're literally doing it.
But yeah, that was really creepy, and it was really cool too. And then we decided to leave because, oh, my alarm clock. So we decided to leave, and we were walking to the elevator, and we're standing there, and really, we're waiting for the elevator to come, and there was this shadow. I've seen me and this other guy were seeing it, the same thing, and I kept going like this, and I was like a really tall figure, and I'm literally looking at like I'm trying not to bleed. Sorry, I had to cut that last piece because I keep cursing. It's bad. But what I was saying is that when I was seeing that, it was blowing my mind, and I was like making sure, I was adjusting my eyes to make sure it was crazy, and he was seeing the exact same thing, and he said he saw someone kept poking his head out, and then my other friend was like, "You don't see anything," and it kept we kept seeing someone going like this. I'm like, "Do you really not see that?" And I was like, "Look right there, look at the corner." That scared me so. Did you see? Anyways, so she couldn't see anything. She couldn't see something like this, and I was like, right there. And my other friend was like, I'm gonna go check it out. So he goes down there, and so with the other guy, and me and her, and I was like, do you seriously not see it? And she was like, no, I really can't. It went away after the boys started walking towards it, and then they were talking down there, and I was talking to her. They were walking back. Not even kidding. I saw this. There's two guys, and I saw a tall figure right behind it, and it was three people, and I was like, y'all, there's someone behind you. They were like, huh? They were like, there's someone behind you. And they were like, shit. And then the other girl was joking. She didn't see it because she was hiding from them, trying to joke with them. So I was trying I'll let you know when they're coming. But literally, I was when it was happening, I was like, bro, there's someone behind. Literally, it was in the middle of them. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I was freaking out a little bit. And then we left. And that was the moment I walked outside, the easiness, the tension, the stiffness, gone. Not even kidding. Literally, the moment my both feet were outside that door, every single uneasiness, every single tension or pressure or stiffness I was feeling, gone. And I was like, what? Not even, I felt so much better. I felt like I could breathe, you know? I felt so, tight and clammed up. I don't know, it was weird. But the moment I walked outside, so much better. I felt so much better. It was weird, and it was wow. But yeah, that was literally main hall. It was really weird building. I don't know. Craigmore Sanitarium is right next to main hall. Main hall in Craigmore Sanitarium, which is, Craigmore Sanitarium is the name of the hospital that treated tuberculosis. And there's a place called Craigmore Hall too, named after the hospital. Those two are this the hospital basically. Main hall and Craigmore are the hospital. They're the main hospitals. That's why it's called main hall, because it's the main hospital. So yeah, so that was really freaky, and had a great night. It really, I don't know, it blew my. It's so different from what I've experienced before in the field house and then Dwyer and Heller's house. So when it happened, I was not, I don't know, it was weird. I never experienced it before, so I was kind of freaking out in my head. I got touched twice. This really weird tension feeling that I was feeling just went away the second I walked outside, and it was really crazy. Well, that is all for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed my story of when I went to the main hall. It's really interesting, a really weird experience, but it is what it is. I kind of enjoyed it. I said goodbye afterwards because I do not want anything following me home. I'm already scared as it is. That place is just really weird, and the police officers said is where they get the most activity. So I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna go sleep now. I'm gonna go home now because I'm tired. But I hope you guys have an amazing night. I hope I'll see you next week with another ghost hunting video. Hopefully it's a different building. But yeah, have a good night, guys, or good morning, whatever time you're seeing this. Bye.